They are the risers and fallers among quarterbacks in the National Football League. Alongside Brian Dawkins, I am Jim Basquil. We have 35 NFL insiders that have comprised this list. They're personnel directors, they're head coaches, they're GMs, they're people that know a thing or two about these quarterbacks. And I'm going to start with the risers. You have two young guns, as well as two seasoned veterans among the risers. And you can see the young guns include Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson, Big Ben and Tony Romo. What say you, Brian?
I like it. I like it. And, Big Ben, offense has changed. In the beginning, there was a running team, and then the defense was outstanding. That has changed, so he's throwing the ball a lot more, and he's having success doing it. Tony Romo, last year with that running attack, once again, running attack, play-action passes, Romo became very efficient last year. I know a lot of people, was really questioning him. Can he do
the health, the back, the whole thing?
No, not just that, but the fourth quarter. In the crunch time, him making the mistakes. Well, last year, he was the guy that was making the plays to allow them to move forward and get into the playoffs.
Let me stay on him, if you will. They did lose their stud running back.
Yes,
they're going to go running back by committee. Do you suppose that might impact that Dallas offense and maybe Tony Romo's health, thus his productivity?
Well, they do have an outstanding line. I know a lot about it. Everybody's pretty much saying that. That's because it is true. They do have a great offensive line, a young offensive line. They'll be together for a long period of time. Now, who's going to be the guy to be the running back? They still need a dominant runner. They still need somebody that can gain those tough yards to make people pack the box so that they can exploit people outside with Dez Bryant and those other guys that they have, Williams and the old reliable in the slot, Jason Witten.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. When you look at the fallers, you have two quarterbacks who are, by the way, in the top tier of signal callers in the National Football League. That's Breeze and Manning. But do you suppose those names are on this list just because of the fact that they've raised the bar so high over the years that it's going to be real hard for them at this juncture of their career to continue to produce at that level?
And I think that's the main thing here. When you talk about two guys both who have won Super Bowls, Super Bowl MVP.
Breeze beat Manning in a head-to-head.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that means that the bar has been set extremely high for both of them. So any fall off, and once you get past a certain age, I don't care who you are, they're going to always point to that and say it's because of your age that these things are happening. And Drew Brees has thrown a lot of interceptions the last couple of years. Peyton Manning has not been the same the second half, especially in the playoffs, throwing interceptions. I think he threw like 5 interceptions the last couple of games of last year, including the playoffs. So that's not something that you want to see any quarterback do, especially a veteran guy, to your point, who has set the bar so high in the past.
Some would say that this is the last shot for RG3 in a sense. Do you suppose that pressure or that cloud hanging over his head could be motivation for him to produce on the field?
It better be. It really better, because Washington gave up so much to get him. They gave up so much to get him. And I think that the thing that I'm most impressed about right now is, do you hear that? You hear nothing from him.
That's a good point.
And that's a good thing. During the offseason, you're not hearing anything from him. To me, that tells me that he is serious enough to quit out all the social media, get back to working, earning back the respect of his teammates and his coaches so that he can possibly lead this football team to respectability again.
Yeah, he's in the category of fallers. Perhaps if he could turn it around, he could get in that risers list.
It's possible.
They are the risers and fallers, the highs and lows of QBs around the NFL. Keep up with the latest National Football League news by keeping it on the NFL page right here on ESPN.com. For Brian Dawkins, I'm Jim Basquil.